You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas Podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley. Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode of the Geriatric Mamas Podcast. It's September. Fall is here, and there are so many fun things to do with your little ones as the weather cools down. Here's a list of some of the best fall activities we could find to keep your kids entertained and plan some exciting experiences to enjoy together. If you're still pregnant or on your journey to your miracle baby, we highly recommend that you still use these fall activity ideas, but make it grown-up style. Please subscribe and enjoy.
Yeah, we definitely have ways to make it grown-up style.
Lots.
We might have gotten a little too involved in this one. We kind of forgot midway through that this is for the littles.
Stay tuned for the baking section.
Took it over. Yeah, absolutely. Just skip right ahead of the baking section if that's all you care about. Mamas, I love a full and silky texture in my face creams because they feel so healing and comforting to my dry, thirsty skin. Well, the award-winning, best-selling, lightweight moisture release water cream by Honest Beauty called Hydrogel Cream refreshes and cools my skin on application and leaves a dewy finish. As I mentioned on the Hope-isode, Kathy's story, I love mixing Hydrogel Cream into my foundation for a healthy-looking glow. Infused with jojoba and squalene to help hydrate and soothe thirst, plus 2 sizes of hyaluronic acid to help soften and firm, reducing the appearance of fine lines. Honest Beauty's Hydrogel Cream will provide a beautiful glow for very dry skin. We're leaving the link below in our show notes. Drink up, mamas.
Mamas, I want to have rosé all day, have fun, and let myself live a little without feeling drunk or feeling hungover the next day. So I treat myself by adding rosé tinted glasses to my sparkling water or lemonade. If you're like me and you're looking for calm daytime energy while feeling alert, present, and uplifted because, well, you know, you're a mom now. Adaptogenic and antioxidant-rich ingredients make rosé tinted glasses from Apothecary great for those battling feelings of stress and looking to curb signs of aging with improved skin tone and moisture. Its tincture format makes it easy to drop wherever you're making it. It's perfect for busy working moms, busy stay-at-home moms who are looking for mood and energy support on the go. We're leaving a link below and in our show notes. So cheers, mamas! So did I tell you that I started watching this show called Baby Fever on Netflix?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, so I saw the description and my brain didn't register real quick and I was like, okay. And then I went back because I realized what it said. So it's about a popular fertility doctor. It's a fictional show about a popular fertility doctor who finds out that she only has a few cycles left to get pregnant. And she's single and she's not really thinking she would need to worry about having a child so soon, but here she is. So she ends up doing something really stupid to try to get pregnant, basically immediately because she only has.
Are you not going to tell us what she does?
No, I can't because you have to watch the show.
It? Okay.
I mean, it'll basically tell you in the first 5 seconds of turning on the show, but then it quickly says, like, you know how like shows do like, this is what happened, and then they'll quickly be like, okay, but 3 days before that, and then they'll go back into like, that's kind of what happens here. So in the background of all of this happening, of her trying to get pregnant, the main storyline is basically like the main storyline is her trying to get pregnant, but then she's treating her patients and she's having the best track record of all the other doctors in her fertility clinic. And it's basically kind of hinted like the reason why she's been so successful, and it's really cool. It's something that like in our Hope-isodes, a few people have kind of brought this up and it seems to be working for her. So it kind of is a good watch for the background story.
Is she raw dogging it with strangers?
1000%. It's just like the man with 1,000 kids and like the other doctor.
Literally where my head went. I'm just like, she's totally raw dogging it.
No, we're just kidding. That's not at all what it is. That's not at all what it is. We're just trying not to be too spoiler because then you won't watch it. And like the main story is kind of fucked up. I mean, let's be real. It is kind of messed up. But the background, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. So it's worth a watch. It gets better as it goes on. The reviews all say like it gets a lot better as the show goes on. So I'm looking forward to seeing how all of that ends, fiasco included.
Yeah, no, you have me hooked.
Mhm.
Now I need to like see like what the
Yeah.
hell she's doing. I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
It's a lot. There's a whole lot going on. There's a lot for her to unpack.
Can you believe it's September 1st?
Mm-mm.
I feel like June was like 74 days long,
Mm-hmm.
and then like July was like 62 days long, and then
Mm-hmm.
August was like 3 days long. June and July to me felt long, and then
Mm-hmm.
like August was just like a blip, and I don't
Right.
even remember having August. I don't think we had August. I actually think we just went from like July to September, is what it feels like. It's kind of rude, but
It
it's
is.
also my favorite time of the year. It's
Mm-hmm.
spooky season, it's
Mm-hmm.
fall, and it's magical, and it's when I come alive. So
Mm-hmm.
I am here for it. So hooray for being September. Fall
Mm-hmm.
is here, and there's so many fun things to do with your little ones as the
Mm-hmm.
weather cools down. Here, this episode today, we're going to talk about a list of some of the best fall activities we could find to keep your kids entertained and plan some exciting experiences to enjoy together. If you're still pregnant or you are on your journey to your miracle baby, we highly recommend that you still use these fall activity ideas, but make it grown-up style.
Mm-hmm. As I was going through the list of things that we included to do, I was like, you could totally do this. Like, just you with your girlfriends or you
Yeah.
with your partner. And it would just be so much fun because there's obviously lots of adult versions of all this stuff. So why not? So the first one is grab your mom bestie and take the kids for a scenic walk, hayride, or train ride. Which wouldn't it just be a dream to go on like a train ride with the kids and
Do you want to
just
know what I picture when you say that? I picture Gilmore Girls. What's the little
Mm-hmm.
town that they live in?
Oh, it's not
Can't.
Sleepy Hollow. No, that's
It's
a
not.
movie.
I
That's
thought
a
of Sleepy
movie.
Hollow too, and I was like, it's
Yeah.
definitely not Sleepy Hollow.
What
But I
is
just
it?
picture like Hallmark or like the Gilmore Girls and just like a little
Yes.
train in like New England.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I hate about living in Texas when it comes to like this time of year, because
Mm-hmm.
like I literally have Hocus Pocus on my TV. I look at all things fall, all things colorful, all things bright and cozy. And
Mm-hmm.
then I like put on my cozy sweaters because I turn up the AC really, really cold. So it just
Mm-hmm.
feels right. And then I step outside and I'm just like, yes. And it's like dripping with sweat. It's
Yeah.
over 100 degrees. It's rude. It's awful. And it's just like I'm instantly slapped in the face, reminded that I am
Mm-hmm.
not in New England where
Yeah.
everything is beautiful and crisp and colorful. And just here,
Right.
everything is hot and brown and on fire.
Right. So like maybe for you going on a train ride where it's indoors and there's AC, that
Oh,
might
that
be
sounds like
nice.
so much fun. Sign me up. I'm just going to stay inside in my AC, pretend it's cold,
Mm-hmm.
warm myself up with sweaters and
Mm-hmm.
all things cozy and fall, and watch fall things like the
Mm-hmm.
Gilmore Girls, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. No, that's perfect for
And
you.
just close all of the blinds so I don't have to see how bright it is outside,
Mm-hmm.
and just pretend. I'm just going to manifest that
Yeah.
it's actually fall here in Texas.
And you're going for a walk with me or one of the girls with the kids.
But to your point, the train ride idea
Mm-hmm.
sounds amazing. And I feel like that's more of like if you're in an area where the weather is beautiful and it's
Mm-hmm.
not like here in Texas. I'm sure of other like so many places have options like that. I think that is such a cool idea.
Yeah, definitely.
And then another idea is attending a fall festival. For some reason, when I saw this one, I was picturing like a Renaissance festival.
Oh,
Like a chicken like leg and like come here you wench, and like those reenactors. Have you ever been
yeah.
to a Renaissance festival? They're really
No, I've just
freaking
seen them
weird.
on like movies and stuff because
Yeah,
they're
it's
like,
weird.
yeah, there's a few
You're
movies
not
where they
missing
have that.
anything.
Yeah.
It's very strange. I dated somebody who took me to one once, and it was like,
What if we
this is
have
what
some
you thought I wanted to do? Wow, you
One,
really missed the mark on that one, huh, buddy?
what if we have some people on who like to like go to these things? We might.
I mean, you do you. Like, just because we don't like something doesn't mean that, like, you can't like something.
Yeah.
But back to our original point here. If you're not sure when your local festivals are this year, check Facebook events to see what's happening in your area. If there are no festivals in your area, there could be a cute farm where the kids can get outside and visit the animals. I guess I wasn't really thinking when I think like festival, it does something else in my mind, but this could also translate to, I feel like aren't like a lot of like the fairs and stuff
Yeah.
happen. That's like the same
So
thing as
there's
like
like
a festival,
pumpkin
right?
festivals, there's sunflower festivals,
Yeah.
there's like Apple Fest, there's so much, and then there's the fairs, like the big
Hmm.
town
Yeah, like
fairs
the
and stuff
Texas
like
State
that.
Fair is huge. I've
Yeah.
only been a couple of times, but that's a lot of fun if you are in Texas. So
hmm
that's cool.
In Maine, the big one is the Freiburg Fair, and then there's the Cumberland Fair that's like right before it. So, and I know that Maine does festivals. Like we in the summertime, there's Clam Festival, Lobster Festival. Then in the start of fall, there's the Sunflower Festival. There's lots of pumpkin festivals, and then it just depends on what farm is doing what, I guess. So the next one is go peach or apple picking and visit a pumpkin patch and a corn maze. So peach season, I looked all this up, is anywhere from May to late September. Apple picking season starts in August and goes through November, which I had no idea it went that late, but that's really cool. I guess it's like as soon as the ground starts to freeze or if it starts to snow, basically that's when the apples are just like, they kind of go bad. And then pumpkin patches and corn mazes are such a great idea throughout the month of October. People are already going to the corn mazes and stuff. There's a lot of people who did it this weekend. I saw it all over Facebook. So
They're
those are just,
so fun. I'm a
yeah.
grown-ass woman and I still love going to a pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
I love that. And then also like I guess it's kind of like folly, but like sunflower, I guess it's maybe it's more
Yes.
of a summer thing, but I feel like sunflower
It's like late
patches,
August.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
sunflower field.
And there's a lot of people who like to do like sunflower photo shoots with their little ones because they're so cute.
They're so cute. I know.
Hey mamas, are you someone who's 35 plus and struggled with fertility, endured a miscarriage, experienced heartbreaking fostering or adoption challenges, or were perhaps flat out told by a doctor that you will never conceive naturally, and despite the odds, eventually found your happy ending by becoming a mama?
Send us your story at geriatricmamas.com. We would love to feature your journey to motherhood on a future Geriatric Mamas episode.
So the next one is totally up my alley. I love this so much. Have a cozy movie night in. And if you're not in an area, okay, so here's a perk to Texas, right? Okay, if you're in an area that's a little warmer than New England and all the areas that actually get cold when it's supposed to get cold, then you could do like an outdoor like projector kind of
Yes.
idea.
Yeah.
Like I just think that'd be like the cutest thing with the kids. Like setting up little tents and having an outdoor like projector.
The little
and-
lights, like what are the little lights? You could put those up.
Yes. So for babies and toddlers, here's a list from slumberpod.com. So here's some movies that they suggested. Room on the Broom on Amazon Prime, based on the beloved children's book by Julia Donaldson. Room on the Broom is a charming animated short film that follows a kind witch and her cat as they make new friends while flying on a broomstick. This heartwarming tale is perfect for Halloween and will captivate your toddler with its delightful characters and gentle story.
Yeah, I tested this
I feel
out.
like I would like that movie.
Annabelle tested this out for your toddlers, and she was glued to the TV.
You had me at witch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. And then there's Curious George, a Halloween Boo Fest. Who doesn't love Curious George?
He's
First
so
of all,
cute.
It's a classic. Available to rent on most TV streaming networks. Join Curious George in this fun-filled Halloween adventure. George and his friends embark on a quest to find the legendary scarecrow, No Noggin. With its colorful animation and playful storyline, this movie is perfect for young children who enjoy mild Halloween-themed excitement. Again, it's another one. I feel like did you create this list for me or the listeners here? They're toddlers.
Basically, I definitely had us and our toddlers in mind.
The next one is The Gruffalo. This one actually came out in 2009. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's based on the popular book by Julia Donaldson. Go, Julia. You're just nailing it.
Right.
The Gruffalo is a beautifully animated film that tells the story of a clever mouse who invents a fantastical creature to scare off predators. With its charming animation and engaging story, this short film is sure to captivate toddlers and parents alike. Definitely parents alike.
Yes.
There are more to choose from on this list from Slumber Pod, and we'll leave it all in the show notes. For children who've graduated from the toddler stage, we'll leave a movie list in the show notes. There are so many great fall-style movies to watch with your little ones of all ages. And isn't it Gilmore Girls season for those with young teens? Yes,
Right.
it is. Another one that we need to add, I know we're going to add
Mm-hmm.
others, but I discovered it last year. It's on Netflix and it's
Mm-hmm.
called Spookly, the square.
Spookly?
Yes, it's like the square pumpkin.
Oh,
And he's
cute.
a square pumpkin and he
Mm-hmm.
like doesn't look like all the other pumpkins and
Mm-hmm.
it's just about how like he just it doesn't fit in and then he
Yeah.
ends up fitting in and
Oh, that's perfect.
it's
What did you say it's on?
adorable. It's called Spookly. It's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other ones too. It's like there's a Halloween special with Spookly. That's I
Mm-hmm.
think was the original. And then
Yeah.
there's Spookly's there's like a Christmas special of Spookly also. It's really cute.
That's
Hayden likes it.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was one that I found myself watching with him. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen, Spookly? What's gonna happen? I have a problem. It's fine.
No, it's fine. That's so cute. All right, so the next one is Snuggle Up for a fall themed reading night. And this first book is so cute. It's called The Switch Witch by Heather Grimm.
I love that you are
Yeah.
including this one on the list.
Yeah.
Yes.
I ordered it for Annabelle last year. It's the story of a very sweet witch who loves candy. She waits all year long for Halloween night when she secretly flies from home to home collecting candy from children and swapping it out for little gifts and treats. If and only if they choose to leave their candy out for the Switch Witch, they will find goodies waiting for them when the sun rises. And we'll definitely leave the link for you in the show notes.
I want to do this too, Hayden, because it's like kids don't need all that candy.
Yeah, no.
And also too, for kids that have like dietary restrictions that actually can't have any of the candy, this is a really cool way to include them in the whole
Right.
trick-or-treating experience
Right.
because they can go out, they're incentivized to collect as much candy as possible because then it's like, but I'm going to get a treat from the Switch Witch. I need to make sure that I fill her basket for her so that I get a present. So I think it's a really cute idea.
Yeah, really fun. The Leaf Thief is a funny picture book that teaches kids about autumn, adapting to change, and the seasons. Squirrel loves counting the leaves on his tree, red leaves, gold leaves, orange, and more, but hold on, one of his leaves is missing. On a quest to find the missing leaf, Squirrel teams up with his good friend Bird to discover who the leaf thief could be among the forest friends. So that sounds cute. I feel like toddlers would definitely love that one.
That is really cute.
The Scarecrow is a picture book about two unexpected friends and the special connection they share. This tender and affectionate story reminds us of the comforting power of friendship and the joy of helping others, a tale that will inspire and delight children for generations to come. All the animals know not to mess with the old Scarecrow, but when a small, scared crow falls from midair, Scarecrow does the strangest thing. He saves the tiny baby crow. Soon, a loving bond grows between the two unlikely friends, but is it strong enough to weather the changing of the seasons? So those sound like really cute options for toddlers.
That sounds adorable.
Yeah.
The next one is totally up my alley. I actually used to do this often, even like without having kids. So making a fall wreath at home with leaves, pine cones, fall flowers, etc. So there's a ton of places. I know like Michael's does it where you can actually go in the store, collect a bunch of stuff. They give you the idea and then you like put a bunch of things. But a way to do it, like it doesn't have to be that expensive. You could literally make it with like, what is that? Like wire. There's like,
there's wire
there's wire.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't use, so my mistake here is when I first started, I was using a hot glue gun. And on the East Coast, that would have been fine. But here in Texas, where things get over 100 degrees, like for days on end, all my shit just started like melting off and dripping off the leaf. And it was not cute, or the wreath, and it was not cute. So don't advise using hot glue. Definitely use wire, wrap that shit. But you can go out and collect like a bunch of like pine cones, colorful leaves, sticks. Like there's just like so many cool things that you can include on it. Of course, like you can make it a little bit fancier with some more money if you go to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's and shop around there. But it doesn't always have to be.
Right. I think half the fun for kids is finding the things outside.
It's a treasure. Yeah. And if you wanted to use glue, if they're like really young, I just had this idea, it doesn't necessarily have to go on your door. I guess you could probably get one of those like foam wreath things that are like, you know, and then you could either get a bunch of leaves and like I guess you could just glue them to the foam thing and just have it like displayed inside, and then you don't have to worry about it. That could be a fun little
Yeah.
project. So
Definitely want to do this with Annabelle. I think that's
me
such a great idea.
too, for sure.
So this next one is have a DIY fall photo shoot with your little ones in their cutest fall outfits. So first, be sure to check for sunset and get started at around an hour before it goes down to make sure you have enough time to wrangle them and get them in the photo and all that. Take them to a nature preserve or a beautiful field with public access. There are so many good ones. Just Google it and you'll find one. And then set your camera or your phone camera to portrait mode and take the photos with the sun behind the little ones for some gorgeous fall sun flares. You could always bring a pumpkin or two as props to keep them entertained. You know, we usually all have them on our porch or doorstep, and the kids love to play with them. It just kind of gives them something to focus on. So they're not like wanting to jump around and play. You can also give them like little flowers from the field if you go to a field, or like something to play with. And then pro tip, if you have a selfie stick, you can get in there for some fun family photos. And if you don't, we'll leave a link in the show notes.
Yeah, mine has a tripod and like there's a remote with it, which I think a lot of selfie sticks have like a remote, but there's like a Bluetooth connected remote, and you can literally just sit there and prop it up. A lot of people are like, how do you do those photos? Who's taking that? I'm just like, selfie stick. Come on. Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's fun. So this next one, I feel like you gave me the ones that like really speak to my heart.
Yeah.
I really love you for that.
Arranged it that way for sure.
I love you. So this next one is have a baking night. When I found out that I was pregnant, one of the first activities I thought of was like just baking with my little one. And this is so fun. I feel like a lot of people assume that the kid has to be like a certain age to enjoy it. But I've been doing it right around. I even did it when Annabelle came into town.
Yeah.
She was about Hayden's age now. And it's just so fun. So I usually will prop him up on the counter and eat, and I'll let him kind of touch some of the stuff. And we've talked about this before. I'm a control freak, but one thing you have to learn is just like let go. It's okay if it doesn't come out perfect. It's all about the experience. It's all about having fun. And you're going to make so many beautiful memories. And I would absolutely recommend documenting it as well. And if you have that selfie stick with a tripod, literally just set it up in the kitchen as you're doing these things. Even if you don't share it, it's for you to have and look back on, because it's like, it's just such a fun, beautiful moment hearing all the giggles and playing and making a mess. And if they're making a mess, make a mess with them. Who cares? You can clean it up. You have to clean it anyway. Fuck it. Have fun. So some of my go-to recipes, I'm all about Pinterest. I'm all about finding different things, but just some of my few go-to things that I lean on every year. One of them is, and we're going to include all of these in our show notes, of course, but one of them are these little pumpkin cheesecake whoopie pies. They're delicious. If you love pumpkin and all things pumpkin, these are definitely absolutely for you. They're to die for. They are so good.
I want to try one.
They are so good. It's like the inside is like cheesecake, and it's just like, I can't. It's amazing. Speaking of cheesecake, so there was one year that I was trying to think of just quick and easy things last minute. And I was like, I just had it in my head. I wanted to do like a no-bake cheesecake kind of thing. And so I did, and we'll include this for Christmas, but I did a no-bake candy cane cheesecake, which was really good.
Yeah.
And then I also did no-bake pumpkin cheesecake, which was like delicious, and it looked so fancy. It was so good. I got so many compliments, and it was like so easy. So that's definitely a go-to. So obviously you understand that like our hearts are filled with pumpkin spice and all things basic bitch when it comes to fall, but we do understand not everybody is into the whole pumpkin vibe and pumpkin flavor. We got it. We see you. We hear you. So last year I made two other alternative desserts. One of them was a banana pudding cheesecake, which was like off the charts. It had little vanilla wafers on the top, and everybody was
Mhm.
just like, they couldn't get enough. It was
Yeah.
definitely a win. And then I couldn't find where it is, but we'll include it in the show notes. I also made this trifle. It was with Bailey's and chocolate cake, and
Mhm.
it had like chocolate mousse and just like a bunch, and it had top of like crumbled Heath bars. It
Mhm.
was delicious. It was
The kids
almost like,
can't eat the ingredients on
oh
this
my,
one,
yeah, kids can.
but this
Well,
one's more for the adults. Wait.
this one's more for the adults. This is when the kids go to bed, then
Yeah.
this comes
Yeah.
out. But it's almost like, I don't know if you remember back in the day when we were in high school, there was a dessert. It was like Sex in a Bowl or something like that. It was
Mhm.
really big. It was kind of like that. It was
Mhm.
delicious. I think actually the dessert was called Better Than Sex now that I think about it, but it was so good. So we'll include that in the show notes, but that was definitely an alternative if you're not a huge pumpkin fan. Another go-to recipe every fall that is definitely a winner and is definitely a must-have, and people request this all the time. When I made it one time, and I've literally have had to do it every single year since. It's not baking. It's not really one that the littles can help with, but it's still
Mhm.
delicious. It's
Mhm.
crock-pot apple butter meatballs with bourbon.
Yum.
Another one for the parents after the littles go to bed.
Mhm.
But you could also do it. Maybe you could do a batch without the bourbon. No, you definitely need the bourbon. Definitely makes it. But it's delicious. So we'll include that in the show notes as well. But those are
Mhm.
just some of my fall faves.
Yeah, those all sound amazing. And like it can go from day to night because you started with
Yeah.
baking, wholesome pumpkin and then, banana.
And then the alcohol comes
And
out.
then the alcohol came out. So it's like having
Yeah.
fun entertaining the littles and then it's mommy
Yeah.
wine time. So
Get
there
out
you
of
go.
here. Go to bed. Let me
Wait, night.
Bye.
This one is a classic. You can create a leaf pile together and jump over it, have the kids throw the leaves in the air, have them call out the colors like red, orange, yellow. It's a really good learning activity for little toddlers. Just make sure for like safety reasons, because this is something when I was little, there was like a stick inside of a leaf pile, and my
Oh
brother,
God.
yeah, my brother and I were throwing the leaves around, and like one of them hit me like right in the head, and I had to go get stitches. So, like, just make sure there are no sticks inside the leaf pile. Just clean it out before you're throwing them around. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Anyway, so when you're done playing in the leaves, collect a few leaves to make some easy autumn leaf note cards for your kids to write notes or draw on for friends and family. This one is super, super easy. The title says it all. So here's how, and we'll also leave the instructions in the show notes. But collect some colorful leaves and place them between sheets of paper towels or newspaper, and then lay them between heavy books. Give the leaves a few days to dry and flatten out. When they're dried, have the children glue them to a folded piece of paper or cardstock to make note cards. Help them write to someone special or ask them to draw a picture inside the card for the person they want to give it to. This is a great way to reinforce fine motor skills. I think this one will be so cute because it doesn't take a lot and it's just like a little glue and a little bit of paper, and toddlers can totally grasp the whole idea.
So the next one is make a gratitude book honoring family and friends. Many families enjoy celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday together. This skill-boosting activity can be a sweet way to help your child express gratitude for family members and friends this fall. Help your child make their own book of all the special people in their life. Print out photos of family members and friends. Let your child arrange and glue them onto sturdy sheets of paper and help them staple the pages together or tie them with ribbon. Give them supplies they can use to decorate the book: glitter, pens, sequins, stickers, bits of shiny paper, pictures cut from old greeting cards and magazines. When your child is done, look at the book together and talk about the special people in the photos and why they are thankful for them. Not only will this book be a cherished memento, this project will also help your child strengthen fine motor, communication, social, emotional, and problem-solving skills. Another activity to help your little one learn gratitude without a trip to the craft store is creating a gratitude jar or basket and filling it with small notes of things your little ones notice that they feel appreciated for. You could have them use some of their autumn leaf note cards to write their thoughts on.
Well, that is really, all we have for activities. But next thing you know, everyone's going to be shopping for Halloween costumes, and that's all the kids are going to care about anyway. Which, by the way, I found the cutest DIY toddler Harry Potter costume for Annabelle, and you have to see it.
Oh my God,
So I'm definitely going to send it to
cute.
you. Yeah, oh my God, it's ridiculous. It's like a princess with like the little Harry Potter glasses on, basically. It's ridiculous.
That's adorable.
I know, and it's so easy to throw together. So I'm leaving the link in the show notes.
That's so cute.
Yeah. All right. So that's all we have. A reminder, you get 20% off services at Ageless Medical Aesthetics in Westbrook, Maine with the code MAMAS2024 and a free first swim class at Goldfish Swim School in Portland, Maine with the same code MAMAS2024. You'll just need to call them and schedule your child's first visit.
Thank you all for listening. Be sure to tune in next week. Your support is keeping the podcast going. You can help by following, subscribing, rating, reviewing, and especially by telling a friend to listen anywhere or watching on YouTube.
For more info, you can check out our website at www.geriatricmamas.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at geriatric_mamas, on YouTube at geriatric mamas, Twitter at geriatric mamas, and follow our group page on Facebook, Geriatric Mamas, and TikTok at geriatric_mamas.
Good job.
Why can't I say geriatric today?
It's because you're geriatric.
Oh my gosh.
If you have a topic idea you'd like us to discuss, are interested in being a guest, or simply have a funny geriatric story to tell, you can go to geriatricmamas.com and hit be a guest or send us your story.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey mamas, are you someone who's 35 plus and struggled with fertility, endured a miscarriage, experienced heartbreaking fostering or adoption challenges, or were perhaps flat out told by a doctor that you will never conceive naturally, and despite the odds, eventually found your happy ending by becoming a mama?
Send us your story at geriatricmamas.com. We would love to feature your journey to motherhood on a future Geriatric Mamas episode.